Hi guys and welcome to the channel. In today's episode we are fitting Britpart's laser cut Dynamat kit for the bonnet, and we're going to be finishing off a few details on the front of the vehicle and on the doors. Right, so we're lucky enough that Britpart actually do a pre-cut Dynamat sheet for the bonnet, so it's laser cut, all the templates done. So really it's just an idea of going through it as like a puzzle and putting all the pieces in the right place. But I think that's a really good solution because it will really optimise the amount of material that we're using. It's probably the cheapest way of doing it. I had a quick look and it's very involved, and it's probably more Dynamat that I would put on a bonnet. So if you want to do it a different way, you can just use those 18-inch square plates, the tiles that you can get from Dynamat, and make up your own. And if that was me, I would be just doing the outer skin. I wouldn't be doing any of this inner skin, and that would just probably do enough, I think. But we'll see what they've come up with and see how involved it really is. You can see in here, look, everything, every little piece has been cut out. So I've not worked with a pre-cut template before from Dynamat, and hopefully what they've done is it's called nesting, and they try and utilise the most space on a sheet to get the most material, the useful material out of it. But if you look at the instructions there, that is quite the that's quite the array of Dynamat. I think personally that's overkill, but it's a kit. We might as well have a go at doing it, so we're going to get stuck in and start. So we'll go with the really big pieces first, 1 and 2. I've got my roller, and I mentioned before on a previous episode, if you're doing lots of Dynamating in your vehicle, definitely get one of these little wooden rollers because it makes the job better. You know, if you're just doing 1 or 2 bits, it's not worth it because they're about 25 quid or 30 quid. So it's worth having if you're doing the whole lot, if you want to do a really extensive and quality job. So there's actually 2 pieces in here. So I think it's just to fit it in the box. You've got a little bit at the end because this is one big sheet and then this is an offcut. But wonder how much we're going to get spare. Anyway, let's get stuck in and make a start. Right, I've just thought this might work well as a time lapse. So, cue the music. Right, I'm just going to show you a little panel here. So we're going to go for this big panel at the bottom, which is 9, 10 and 8, which is all this bit here. So there are elements we don't need, which is this cutout here, because that's a lip in the bonnet. So I think the easiest thing is to try and actually remove that first. But you can see it's not as easy as said. I kind of feel like they haven't quite cut into it enough because it's not peeling off as well as it should. If I'll give you an example, if I actually go around it with my knife, so even if I don't go around all of it, it's a lot easier to pull out. So I think they need to go a bit deeper on their cuts. Right, so we want this panel here. This one here. Obviously I want it to look as good as possible, and it probably would have made sense to have removed the bonnet and laid it down flat, but because it's been newly painted, I don't trust putting it down on a surface, I'm afraid. So I'm going to do it on the vehicle. The quicker you pull it apart, the better it is.
is all we got left, which is not a lot. I normally say keep your scraps, but this was quite tricky to get out. So that's pretty much all you're left with. There's a couple of bits here that I'm going to keep. Other than that, it's just all scrap. But you did get an awful lot out of those sheets. Again, I'd say that it wasn't pre-cut probably enough for my liking, and it was hard work to get out. That might just be bad luck on my part on that particular sheet. Wasn't quite up to par, but I will speak to Britpart and just see and mention it. They're really open to constructive criticism, so you know, I'm pretty sure they'd like to know the experience I've had with it, and they might just increase that cutting by just a little tiny bit just to make it so much easier for you to just peel out. That said, I think it's a great bit of kit. It's a shame it's hidden, obviously, because, you know, but it's more about performance than the way it looks. You know, it will basically quieten down the engine, it will dissipate the heat, it will keep everything controlled, but really it's all about noise, and it will absorb so much of that noise. So really pleased for that. And I just think it's a nice kit to finish off. As we're doing Dynamat throughout the whole vehicle, it's definitely, you know, a really important part. But because you haven't Dynamated in here, I would have preferred to have put these pieces inside, but it's not what it says to do. I don't know if I can get them off now, probably can't, but I think I would have preferred to have put them into this outer skin. That would have made more sense to me, but every bit helps, I suppose. It's a shame you can't run a whole sheet down there. It's just too fiddly. That is definitely a lot quieter. It's definitely heavier. It definitely feels heavy. If you know these bonnets, you'll know how light they are. So that just feels a bit more substantial with that weight on there. So I did already hear back from Britpart. I sent them a quick email just to let them know the struggles I was having with the die cut template, and they've actually said to me that they've already made some changes, and yes, it is because this new material is a little bit thicker, and so they should make the changes for when you get yours, so that should all be sorted. So a quick job I did yesterday just before I went home was to put these light guards or the surrounds on the front there. Now you'll notice they haven't got the vents that the TD5 have, and that is because I couldn't find in our stock any TD5 lamp covers in the matte finish with those. The ones from Britpart have a much shinier finish, which is okay, but I think if you're replacing just one on your vehicle, you're going to get a very mismatched effect. So this matte one is from an earlier vehicle without the horn in position, so that's on there. I might actually try and fabricate something on here to match the grille that we're going to put on. But that's all in place. We've got our glow lights as well, and we've got our Ali Sport lightweight bumper. This is aluminium. Everything's been nutted up, bolted up, and it's looking really good. Right, well, I've got everything connected now for my locks. So we've got these nice little aluminium plungers. And you can see here I've got new armature in here, so everything is linked and working. So we should be good to go. With everything now buttoned up, we can fit our cover for the door. Now, if like me, you've been running around one of these covered in duct tape, let me tell you, this is 11 quid. So it all comes gummed up, ready to stick onto the door. It looks brilliant, and it just keeps everything. It's a water barrier, it keeps the sound down, it just tidies everything up. And I know it's behind the door card, but you know it's there and it's all sorted. And for 11 quid, it's a no-brainer. So I've put some new plugs in for my handle, but if I put a couple of screws in here, at least I know it's in the right place. Just to hold it while I get it stuck in. I've also raised up my connector, so it's ready to put into the door card. Pretty much it's just a case of taking this off. It's got the same butyl stuff on it as you get on the Dynamat, so it's going to be very sticky. And it's just nice, it's all contoured to shape. There we go, ready for the door card to go on. Now we're hoping to get some leather door cards through Exmoor Trim from a separate company that they have. And then the leather trim on there would be amazing. So they don't come with holes as well for the wind-up window.
So it should all look nice and clean and tidy. So yeah, absolutely made up with that. Basically everything in there is brand new. We've got brand new locks, we've got brand new furniture, we've got brand new regulator, brand new glass, all new channels. It's absolutely immaculate. Everything's working really well. So when we get the door cod on there, it's going to look fantastic. So hope you enjoyed this video. We're one step closer now. All the little nice touches. It's the best part of the build, where everything goes on and just transform the vehicle completely. So thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Do subscribe. We're still looking for subscribers to get up there so I can keep doing these builds, and I'll catch you on the next one.